The Tigray People's Liberation Front has long been the strongest political entity in Ethiopia despite its size, but in 2018, opposition leader Abiy Ahmed became the prime minister. In 2020, regional elections were supposed to be a springboard for the TPLF to gain back power, but the federal government postponed them, allegedly because of COVID-19. In defiance, the TPLF stopped recognizing the federal government and held the elections regardless. In response, Tigray's funding was restricted, and TPLF responded by attacking a federal military base in the region. Since then, a bloody civil war between the Tigrayan forces and the Ethiopian army has unfolded. Many extrajudicial killings were reported by both sides, as well as crimes against humanity. Despite some activity, peace talks have been ineffective thus far. As is usually the case in all conflicts, calls for a peaceful solution to the problem came from various sides, including the United States, the European Union, the UN Security Council, but also neighboring countries and the African Union. The most concrete were the joint attempts of the United States and the European Union to put pressure on the federal government of Ethiopia by canceling financial aid and tariff-free access under the African Growth and Opportunity Act. Threats of sanctions and diplomatic maneuvers also came from the UN Security Council. The valuable efforts of Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta and the Special Envoy of the African Union, former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo, should also be highlighted. However, none of the above led to the desired peace, so offering new approaches to solving this problem is necessary. Enabling broad public participation in the peace process is key. A new conflict resolution model would enable the democratization of the peace process, creating an opportunity for real change in the political culture and institutions. Consensus building among social and political actors is necessary for socio-economic development in regions of conflict. National initiatives should aim to connect with local institutions for consultation, agenda building and decision-making, which can help local democracy and create conditions for a sustainable conflict transformation. The government should aim for negotiations with the armed actors who must halt the attacks on the civilian population and respect international humanitarian law and human rights. It is critical that human rights violations are not met with impunity to ensure that serious crimes do not go unpunished. More needs to be done through diplomatic means to achieve peace and subsequent post-conflict reconstruction. Currently proposed by Ahmed, the National Dialogue Program does not actually involve any fair dialogue and is therefore not considered a functional reconciliation tool. With multilateral help, including the international community spearheaded by NGO, along with help from influential African Union states and international experts, a new national dialogue platform should be constructed that would be inclusive, broad, and participatory. It should involve principal national elites, including the government and the opposition parties. The platform's performance should be evaluated independently, and the outcomes of its decisions should be lawfully applicable on the ground. The issue of administration and independence can be solved using the experience of South Tyrol in northern Italy. There, the predominantly German-speaking Austrian community suffered assimilation attempts during the annexation of Italy after the First World War, resulting in an agreement between Austria and Italy on a special autonomy structure for South Tyrol at the end of World War II. Today, the area features a complex arrangement where all three of its major communities are entitled to proportionate representation in the provincial legislature and local authorities with veto power. The proposed joint administration system could arguably work in Ethiopia because of the strong cultural and territorial identity the residents enjoy beyond the Amhara-Tigray linguistic lines, a factor that is arguably absent in South Tyrol. It could also generate an opportunity to work together and lay the foundation for broader Amhara-Tigray reconciliation. During the conflict, vast areas for agricultural production have been damaged or depleted, with infrastructure damaged by airstrikes or fire. After the war, agricultural development and policies must be started in order to prevent famine in a fast-growing population. To revitalize the agricultural sector, we propose help from international organizations such as the World Food Programme and others focused on food production, irrigation development, and electrification. A team of international experts and observers would have to be deployed to cooperate with local experts and business leaders on sustainable agricultural innovation. A financial incentive for small-scale agricultural entrepreneurs could be established along with a focus on land reforms and ownership laws.